Hello guys. It's Life with Hope. This is week 6 of my YouTube. So, what's it gonna be this week? Today, we're gonna talk about finances and budgeting and expenses and things like that, a numbers game, all that good stuff, juicy information. So I just always want to try to keep things relatable if possible. In this case, I was thinking this would be applicable just because I've been talking with some of my friends recently and just how I feel it's so important to have a good grasp on what it is that you are bringing in each month and what it is that you have to absolutely make sure that you are paying for to keep a roof over your head, to stay afloat, like those fixed expenses that you just know, I can't scoot around this one. I have to actually pay for this. So we're gonna kind of talk about some of those things today. And a couple things I wanted to start with first is I saw these different steps of ways to try and cut expenses out. So I'm going to start with that list first, and then I was going to kind of go into my own personal list and the things that I write down for my own expenses. And then as far as like my monthly income, I'm not going to go into like what my personal is, that I'm going to keep private, as should you, because I don't know, I just feel like some stuff is meant to keep to yourself. So this one I'm going to keep to myself. But first and foremost, the 10 best steps to cut expenses. Some of these won't be that applicable because not everyone has these anymore. For instance, number 1 being cut your cable. So for those who still have cable, that would be a good one to just cut that out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Remember that from Full House? Joey, I think, cut it out. Good stuff. Anyways, you know me. You know me by now. If you've been sticking with me, this is week 6. You know my squirrel brain. I can just veer off. Again, if you're new, welcome. My name's Hope. This is Life with Hope, and I am just always all over the place. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, but anyways, so number 2 we have on this list is cut out unnecessary memberships and subscriptions. So there are so many of those that a lot of us have and accumulate, and they just kind of sit there and you're like not touching it for so long, and you're like, I don't actually take advantage of this anymore, so why am I letting it pull money out of my account if I'm not utilizing it? For instance, I had a membership to 24 Hour Fitness for way longer than I was actually using it for, and I was like, what am I doing over here? It's time to get that one off the list. I can just do either at home workouts or I can work out at my community gym, because I'm already paying rent over here, so might as well utilize the facilities too. So yeah, I got rid of the gym membership. So for those of you who have any other memberships or subscriptions to things, I know a lot of us have the stuff like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, whatever it may be. Like, just take a look at those things. Sure, there's many that are probably your absolute favorites and you're like, I cannot cut ties with these ones here, but maybe there's some that you're like, you're not finding yourself going into very often. You're like, you know what? It's been about a month, 2 months or so. I haven't checked out Hulu in ages or whatever it may be. Then, then it's time, get rid of it. And if you do find maybe 6 months down the road and you're like, I really need this again, then go get it again at that time. But if you're just not touching those things for so long, then just go and get. So that's another one that I think is great. Third one on here is lower your mobile or phone bills. And then another one, / get rid of your landline. So again, for those of you who still have an existing landline, if nobody's calling in that home phone anymore, then get her out of there. Get her out. That one can definitely go. Way to lower the phone bill or your mobile bill is to try to get on like a family plan if possible. Like, Even if you're like asking around some of your friends and stuff, you're like, hey guys, like I'm all on a single plan, I'm on a single plan here and here. But if you have some close people in your circle that you trust, then you're like, let's get together and let's try to like create our own little family plan and lower our bills. So you're kind of working as a team in that aspect. And then let's see, another one being on here, number 4, cut restaurants out and cook more often. So for me, cutting restaurants out completely, again, as a life coach, got to find those feasible and realistic goals. I don't think I could fully cut out the restaurants because, again, the social aspect. Love to go out and be with friends, family, just a fun get together. But you can definitely decrease that from your monthly outings and stuff. So maybe where you're going, let's see, twice a week. If you're going 8 times a month, try just once a week. Or if you're going 12 times a month, try 6 times. And, just try to like decrease that number where you can and just be mindful of it. So that is another great one to try to decrease. Or even when you are going out to restaurants, you might have to check out those happy hour deals, those specials, those things where you're getting those discounts. Again, I know sometimes it's tough out there in the real world. You gotta make do with what you got. And then let's see, we got number 5, hanging out with friends. So in general, a lot of times with friends, it's getting together in a social setting and going to restaurants or going places where you are spending a lot of money together. Try just going to each other's houses and doing like a little barbecue at the house, or even out to a public park, getting like a little picnic together where everyone's kind of like pitching in, doing like potluck style. Go to the beach, go somewhere and like do a little bonfire, like that kind of stuff. So again, hang out, be with your friends and enjoy each other's company, but just try maybe some different options instead of going and doing different activities. We're going out and going mini golfing and going this and that. I'm sure they're fun and there's always occasions for those type of events. But just again, being mindful and being cognizant of when is the appropriate time to do so. Let's see, number 6, paying off those credit card bills. That's just kind of self-explanatory, just, you gotta do it. You gotta pay it off monthly. It's great. I know some of us do it even weekly or twice a month, but if you can get in a good habit of just doing it at least once a month, good stuff. Okay, number 8 on here, cutting out gifts and shopping. It's kind of tough that we're approaching those holiday months coming up, so it might be a little challenging to cut that out completely, but that's why we're going to talk about budgeting and the expenses to kind of see where is our wiggle room here. Where can we kind of make those adjustments? Number 9, commuting for work or working from home, if that's possible for you. If it is, that's great. Try to take advantage. Gas prices are going nuts these days. So if that's possible or feasible, or try to carpool with friends or use public transportation, riding a bike, whatever different options that you do have, see if you can find some way around to decrease that gas intake. And then number 10, let's see, household cleaning supplies. This one's interesting. I saw just like the daily stuff that we're like using, like laundry detergent, different alternatives like that. I was seeing those like washing sheets. One of my friends was showing me that the other day, that she like buys these packs and they're eco-friendly, all those things, like vegan, this, that, good for the environment, let's just call it that. And you can just get so much out of your use and not using all the liquid, because I know that costs a lot of money when you're going through that so quickly too. But some of these things you don't think about, some you do, but it's just, again, just opening your mind to it. So those are some things you can try to help to cut out. And then now, these are some things that I try to do, I would say, if possible, like for sure, twice a year. But if not, I think ideally 3 to 4 times a year, to just kind of recalculate like how much you are spending and how much you are taking in each month, and just kind of like seeing where you're at with those numbers. So if you guys want, you can get out a little pen and paper and do some stuff with me. So this is where I start with. I'll give you a moment to go get your paper. All right, go get it. Or you can get your phone and start calculating it on your phone too. So I start with the first category being like home. And so I'm putting down my rent. How much is the rent each month? Write that number down. And then again, if you have like roommates, if you're splitting the rent, just write down what your portion is, what you absolutely have to pay per month. Write your portion there. And then another one being, so like utilities for some people, water, trash, and sewage is another one. Whatever that cost is, again, that might not be an exact number, but try to approximate it. So if it's like $84 or $112 or $90 and then $102 or something, then approximate it to $100 a month. You know, like on average, it's about $100 per month, just to get as close as possible to what it's looking like. And then you have like your home insurance, you have your internet, you have your gas, and your electricity. Again, this might not apply to every single person, but I'm just using my examples for instance. So those are all of my things related to home, and I'm writing all that down. How much does that cost? Again, some of them you have to approximate because like gas and electricity kind of fluctuates a little bit based on usage, but you're just trying to get as close as possible to that number. Add all that up, kind of hold that number there. Okay, and then I'm kind of moving down into a little bit of like miscellaneous. So I have like my health insurance, how much that costs per month. One of my subscriptions being Netflix, and then Apple Storage and Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime, it is just a annual thing for me, but in this instance, I calculated it based on monthly just because I'm kind of categorizing that as one of my subscriptions or my memberships that I use. I use it on a monthly basis, so I'm just going to calculate this one on a monthly basis. So I believe, what was it? It was like $139 annually, which came out to $11.58 per month. So I'm kind of calculating it in this situation on a monthly. And then I put my car being the next one. So gas, how much is your gas? My insurance, again, that one I pay twice a year. So I just added how much that is and divided that by 12, just to see what that costs on a monthly basis. Again, because that is a fixed amount. Sometimes those do raise, you know, kind of how they raise your rent sometimes too. But whatever it is, like as of right now, just kind of calculate that. That's why it's important to do these at least like twice a year or 3 or 4 times a year, just to kind of like recalculate and go back to it. And then again, if you have like your car payments per month, you'll write that number in as well. And then kind of towards the end here, I got into like groceries. On average, I go get the groceries once a week, every week. So again, splitting those costs, I split that with my husband. So again, if you have roommates or if you're on your own, you just calculate what your portion is on average. So we go about 4 times a month. So kind of adding up what that number is and dividing that out. And then let's see, Costco, usually go like once a month to Costco just because it's only the 2 of us. So we're not doing too much, getting too much over there. We're just kind of calculating about once a month how much we approximate. And then again, putting down like your portion too. And then lastly on here, I have dog food because man, that boy costs a lot of money for those of you pet lovers and pet owners out there. I know you have things that you got to pay for your pet too, so they are part of you and your monthly expenses, so you got to write those costs down as well. So those are what I kind of started with of all of my, like, that happens every month basically, writing down all those numbers, what that is. Again, I have like other random expenses like my hair and stuff, but I only get that done like 3 times out of the year. And then let's see, like I have stomach medicine for like my gut health and things like that. But again, that's like every 2 months or so, every 2 to 3 months. So those are kind of separate calculations. I'll do that on like a different scenario here, but right now we're just talking monthly. And then I'm trying to think other monthly ones. The last one, okay, so the last one on here I want to calculate, which I find very important, is fun. Fun. You got to calculate the fun because you need to have the fun to have a well-balanced, amazing life. So I'm calculating on average what I think I'm spending, whether it's going out for a girls' night out or like doing an activity with my husband or whatever it may be, kind of just averaging out those costs of like approximating, again, what I think I'm spending about per month with that. And then coffee, because I love my coffee. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop, as Miley Cyrus would say. So I won't stop right now until I have to. If I ever have to, I hope I don't. But anyways, gotta calculate my coffee because I'm not giving that up right now. And then I also put in like miscellaneous shopping and things because we have the holidays coming up. So it's that gift giving time and different birthdays and things that are just inevitable. So I'm kind of calculating that too. And then adding all those up. So I got all the things that I'm spending the money on, right? You get that number, okay? Then go to what you are bringing in each month. So what I'm bringing in, I have my paychecks and I have tips. And so I'm calculating those and averaging them out as well. So I have my number here, what I'm bringing in each month, and then my number here of what I have to absolutely pay for. And again, some of them are averages, so they will fluctuate a little bit, but you're just kind of gauging and getting a good idea. So then you calculate what is the difference here, this income minus this. And hopefully in your situation, you have a greater number and not a negative number, or else you're gonna have to, that's a different topic. But hopefully you do have a larger number. And with that larger number, now you can look at it again and see, what can I do with this? Will this go out to more fun? Will this go to another this, that? Or you can take that number and put all that extra into your savings account. And that's definitely what I recommend in this situation, because I did calculate the fun in there. And if you were following along with me too, I know you might have to go back and reference your numbers as well, but if you put in the fun and your miscellaneous items there, then hopefully you won't need to add any more or take away any more in your calculating, and hopefully that minus number is what you are able to put into your savings account each month. So that is my budgeting and my expenses and my overview of how Hope does it. So that's how I look at my stuff, and I hope it was helpful for you. I hope it was still fun and interesting. But yeah, so let me know if this was useful information, a useful topic, what you liked, what you didn't like, and do that stuff again, that liking, that sharing, and let me know what you think. And you know what? I will see you next week to talk about some more fun stuff with you guys. You have a great rest of your week. See you soon. Bye.